The Japanese version of ActRaiser was a much more difficult game. The monsters were stronger and more plentiful, the level layout slightly altered, and you felt more fragile than you might have thought possible for a god. The American release greatly toned down this difficulty, but it also preserved it through the unlockable Professional mode, which consists only of the action stages from the original Japanese release, back to back with no simulation mode. Curiously, the simulation portion is actually harder to achieve the maximum level in the American version, requiring all but 58 people from the maximum total population, while the Japanese version requires significantly less to hit the max level of 17. This sort of change wasn't unheard of. After all, the original Super Mario Bros. 2 didn't come stateside until its release as the Lost Levels in Super Mario All-Stars. Without further ado, let's play. Hey ladies and gents, Scheme Rhythm here with another Let's Play ActRaiser. Last time we took care of the desert town, Casandora, and this time we're taking care of Aitos. Surviving! Which magic will you use? What? You're quitting again? Screw you. Surviving, if we destroy our monsters in this land, people will be able to live here again! Surviving, are you ready? May luck be with you. Name is different because this is actually a different playthrough, but I had to delete the last version of this episode because of copyright bullshit. So I'm going through Aitos as a different character. This is actually part of my 100% population guide, max population guide for AmericanHardcoreGames.com. Obviously, it's going to have different commentary whenever I do that. But anyway. Here you have Aitos, which is kind of the analog of Japan, I guess. It's not terribly obvious from going through the volcanic area and such right now. But, I mean, the entire idea behind this place is, yeah. Like, you have these are like the most pious of the people. And, I don't know, I guess it's supposed to be an analog of Japan in that sense too. Sorry, that was a hiccup. Ugh. And, well, the boss is a dragon. Spoilers, it's a dragon. And I didn't have nearly as much trouble this time around as I did in the original version of this run. I clear through it much easier. The boss doesn't kill me. I think I do die at some point, but not from the boss. I don't know. And it's just kind of crazy that it's taking all my willpower not to go on a rant about copyright and how automated censorship because of copyrights are bullshit, but that's kind of them's the ropes. So Aitos is Aitos. I guess one thing that I do like about this area is that the aesthetic is very appealing. Like, you got the waterfall backdrop right here, and you had like the volcanic area as you were going through the clouds. Aesthetically, it's a very pleasing place. Ooh, it's also the introduction of your sword beams, which you only get here and, well, just here. So, I mean, it shoots a sword beam, it's projectile attack, and that sword beam also does twice normal damage, so the enemies that took 2 hits earlier now take 1 hit. And then you get to the boss. Now this boss is infuriating if you don't stand on this platform, because if he hits you, he can very easily knock you into the bottomless pit below and instantly kill you. I don't know what they were thinking with bosses over bottomless pits, but they do that for this stage and they do it for Blood Pool, and I did not like it. I kept trying Stardust, but it didn't do shit! I hated that it kept doing nothing, to put it more eloquently. Yeah. It was pretty bad, but I was able to get him anyway. So Aitos, in my opinion, is the whiniest place to take care of people in. Just because they like to complain about everything. I mean, please, Master, destroy the rocks for us. Please, Master, help us kill these monsters. Please, Master, send rain so our guy can die in peace. Please, Master. Our windmills aren't working right because we decided to build windmills in a place where there's not much wind. Help us. It's like, really? You had to build a windmill in a place where you know there isn't any wind? Like, I mean, it's not like it's that hard to figure out. And you also get your first introduction to skullheads, which are annoying as hell. Because they take off a lot of damage from you, and they just wreck your shit up. I hate them. And it's why you should always, whenever you can, destroy them first. But whatever. So that's, I mean, I've complained about Aitos. As I mentioned the other day in my last video, Aitos is supposed to be like a parallel of Japan. That first boss was an Oriental-style dragon, and the second boss is something straight out of Japanese mythology that I will drop the name of if I can remember it at the time. And you've also got it set on a plateau. There's this giant mountain here, and this giant volcano here that they build around. And oh yeah, that's right. Because they can't seal monsters' lairs until they have at least 10 people. So the skull gets to be around for one more day. And then okay. Well, I kind of understand the whole "this land has been uncultivated for years" thing, but I mean, how do they know it was cultivated to begin with? I mean, people of Northwall later on make it pretty clear that they didn't know there were people around before. And also, that's a pretty horrifying thought when you think about it, is that all these monsters and everything, I think I've mentioned before, are actually people. But these are all people that were killed after Tanjiro and his monsters beat the Master. I'm not sure if you caught that at the beginning of the game or not, but the Master, like, fought Tanjiro and the monsters with him and lost. And this is, like, set thousands of years after that happened. And Tanjiro and his monsters went and, like, killed every single person on the planet. I guess for shits and giggles, I'm not sure, but they killed everyone. I mean, yeah. Sure, the population of the entire world maxes out at like less than 4,700 people, but still, that's a lot of people to just kill. And then there's also this to consider: what if the world is only as small as it is because that's all that's left of it after Tanjiro and his demons went to town on it? Wow, that's depressing. Back to complaining about Aitos. Let me think. They found something in the monster's lair. Sweet. A strange statue, so they found a bomb. Oh, great. And it starts. Oh, Master, my husband suffered serious injuries while sealing the monster's lair. So I thought I'd just waste your time and tell you that I'm going to be running this place alone. Is there anything else you want to tell me? No, that's it. So why did I need to know that? And that's why I don't like Aitos, because the people there are whiny. Although I suppose you could say that it's kind of like some message about the Japanese being even more devout, because no one else talks about people here more than, or talks about their master more than these people. Oh, Master, one of our people went to seal the monster's lair even though he was also seriously injured. After sealing the monster's lair, he was fatally injured, and I was standing before the shrine with his last ounce of strength. His last request is to pass away while being covered in his master's tears, please in the rain. Yeah. They literally say, hey, he got hurt. Please rain on him. You know what I have to say to that? That's not rain. That's not rain, motherfucker. That's not rain. Haha, Master's tears. Yeah, tears. Video game cruelty potential? It's even worse when you use your imagination. I'm an asshole. I am an asshole. Jesus Christ. What now? Really? You spent some time out of my day to tell me, hey, we have horses! Yay, we have horses! I mean, it's not even, it doesn't even become important later. It's just like, hey, we have horses. Is there anything else? No, we have horses. And the first time you send an earthquake, those horses are gonna be gone. And we're not gonna have them anymore. So why did you tell me? Because you're our bestest buddy? It's no wonder that the people in the next place are gonna stop worshipping me. Spoilers! But, yeah, they're not going to worship me anymore because I'm a dick. A bit of a dick. It's not really the reason why they stopped worshipping you, but it might as well be. Really. Because they're like, I won't spoil anything more. But you can do all sorts of crap to the people of Aitos, and it's just hilarious whenever they just keep saying, hey, Master, we love you. Because we love you. Because we do. Eh. Alright, so without further ado, I am going to wait until the next bit of dialogue comes up. So, enjoy music, I guess? Yeah, okay. See you then. Oh! Their wind is gone, and without our windmills won't work. Make the wind blow. Why would you... And what use do you have for windmills anyway? It's not like you have electricity. You're building log cabins. What now? Really? Oh. Oh, well... Okay, stop for a second. So, they make a big deal of the fact that they got horses. They don't bother to mention anything about getting sheep. And sheep are the actually important part. These people. I swear. Oh, sweet, now they can go up mountains. Well, I guess if there's anything I could say for them, at least this is somewhat useful. Alright, and now the volcano is erupting. Also, I don't know if they know what dormant means, because I could tell just from looking at the top of that volcano that it was obviously not dormant. So now that the volcano is erupting, oddly enough, it won't destroy any of the houses around here. So if you want to just keep building, you actually are allowed to do that. So I'm going to send an earthquake to get rid of their old housing. And that'll force them to rebuild a newer housing. Now their windmills here are like the mansions and wheat fields in other places. They have to be there to support growing populations. And you can see now they build stone houses that still look pretty primitive. But at least it's the thought that counts? I don't know. I could honestly care less about the people of Aitos sometimes, just because they're so whiny! I don't know, I guess this goes to my own personal philosophy of... I mean, if you want to get something done, you shouldn't just sit around and ask God to do it for you. Because you have to show at least some initiative on your own to be able to do it. Now, whether or not it's because of God you're able to, that's up in the air for me. But to me, it's not really something that you should be like, hey, God, do this for me, please. Because I said please. But that's me. So without further ado, I'm going to cut to when I am done building up Aitos, and then I'm going to go and challenge the Monster's Lair for the end of this episode. Alright, let's get this started. Back into the Sky Palace, and...
Surviving, if we destroy the monsters in this area, people will no longer be scared of evil. Surviving, are you ready? May luck be with you.
I think that voice got even more racist as time went on. Or is it really racist if you just do an accent, though? I don't think it is. I mean, it's not like I'm making a statement about all Asian people having deep voices. Because obviously... You know, I'm going to stop myself right there, because I almost said something from which I cannot recover. So here I am in the middle of a volcano that they didn't know was active, but I could see, thanks to my bird's eye view, that was active. And ow, lava! As I was saying, I'm inside a volcano that I knew was active, but they didn't know. Because I guess no one wanted to go to the top of the mountain to see. Which makes me wonder, did they even know that it was a volcano in the first place? It was like, oh, there's a giant mountain. Hey, it's pretty perfectly cone-shaped. I mean, it's not like we have this science stuff or have any experience with volcanoes, so it's not like we can tell that that was a volcano to begin with, but... Although, it is mentioned that they deal with continuous lava flows. So, and there was a good bit of volcanic activity in the first action stage, so I suppose it isn't that far-fetched to assume that they knew what was going on. I hate these cloud things so much. Because I just can't figure out their pattern. The only thing I can do is wail on them. Oh, a platform puzzle. Basically, you just gotta wait for the platform to come down. Gotta wait for the platform to come back up. There you go. And just jump across, stay on the high ones, so you don't touch instant-death lava. And... archers! Skeleton, samurai, archers. I think they're skeleton samurai. I can't really tell from the screen. Oh, but yeah, they are. What am I saying? Yeah, I know they are. That's one thing I never mentioned, too, about Aitos, is that they're samurai enemies. I mean, even if it's not quite a samurai, because it's a skeleton and everything, it's still... Ugh. I didn't know that guy could jump back that far. Apparently he can. Thankfully, despite all their armor, they die in one hit. Come on, you. Ah, I hate you. Oh, really? I hate you so much. I hate the red demon guys and more cloud guys. Alright, gotta be careful here. If you get hit by the fire, odds are you'll be knocked down. You won't be able to get the health refill down here. Come on now. Okay, there we go. Boom. Filled up. Yeah. It's pretty bad. Alright, boss time. Now this is a Wanyudo. Straight out of Japanese mythology, as I've said before. I got pretty lucky here, I have to say. Because it's not very often that you get to kill him like that. Alright, so ladies and gents, that is Act 2 of Aitos, which means that we're almost done here. The only other thing left to do is get one more unexpected thing. And, oh, you can take care of your cells now! Yeah, at least until wind runs out again. No, but seriously, the wind doesn't run out again. So with that done, I will see you guys in the next episode where we will head to the island of Marana. Later.